Good day and much salutations to you all. It's Scabard Gaming here and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft. I'm in Techie Legends, you know it is, and I think it's fantastic, so I'm back. I've kind of missed it because since the last time I made a video, I was a bit like, oh no, there's power issues, I just can't do it. So now I've kind of come back into it. I don't really care about the power issues. There's only one that I know of. And that's it's not a massive problem, it's a bit of a head start. I just don't have to worry about power. So I'm just going to crack on with it anyway, because like I say, this isn't a tutorial, this is more about a let's play something awesome, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to crack on ahead. Now, I've kind of realised that there weren't any issues with my diamond drill and chainsaw anyway, they just take power from the boots. So as you can see on the right hand side, my power bus is 587k. My boots only carry 500k. So to do with the gun and the two tools is what makes up the other 87k. So I'm not so worried about that. It's literally just the power that provides that is being provided to the charger and the quarry that's broken. I've tried reinstalling it and it's not helping. It's something wrong with the save. So I don't want to restart. Let's just crack on. So let's put it behind us. I've done some really amazing stuff and I really wanted to show you guys everything I've done so far, because I've been playing this all weekend and I've done some really cool stuff with the build and some stuff with some new items that I've never seen before, I've just kind of discovered. So for instance, the energy condenser. Now I had a problem with all of my cobblestone, dirt and gravel flying out all over the floor when the chest got full. And it was getting full way too quickly because of the speed of the quarry and how big the quarries are now. So there's this thing. Now this thing, basically what you do is you put an item in the top left hand corner here and it will convert anything put into the box with an EMC value into an EMC value. So for instance, one block of cobblestone gives me 1 EMC. As you can see, this bar at the top shows you how much EMC you need to produce a diamond. Every time you reach that amount of EMC, you get a diamond. So I've got like 4 diamonds in there at the moment. It's pretty much already paid for itself because let me have a look. The energy condenser, and this is a Mark 1 because the Mark 2 is ridiculous, but the energy condenser Mark 1 is like 42,000 EMC, so it paid for itself instantly. Even what's in there now pretty much already makes up for that. The energy condenser Mark 2 is like 9, nearly 10 million EMC. I don't have that. That is insane. I don't know how much energy it gives you, but it must be immense. I don't know. I can't even imagine why it would do anything more than the energy condenser 1. But there you go. You've got these energy collectors as well. There's Mark 1, Mark 2 and a Mark 3. The Mark 1 gives you 4 EMC per tick. The Mark 2 gives you 12 and the Mark 3 gives you 40. Now, I am using 2 of these. Now, the idea of these, the energy collector Mark 3, as you plonk it on the floor, you can have like a pipe coming out of it, an EMC pipe, that's not a problem. But what it does is it converts sunlight or glowstone light into EMC. So this is a Mark 3, like 710,000 EMC, but they are worth it in the long run. This produces 40 EMC per second. So yes, it would take a lot of seconds to produce 710,000, and I have 2 of them, which means I've spent like 1.5 million on these things. But they're flying into here. So they're producing 80 EMC per second. And that's what I'm getting back. So I am producing EMC very, very quickly. So that's one thing that I've done. That's like an unlimited amount of EMC. It just comes at a rate. And you could make as many of these as you want, but obviously at a certain point, you got to think, am I going to make back any of this EMC if I just keep producing these things? And you know, you don't want to spend all your EMC on those. I've got a couple of more better barrels, but that's just because I'm still pulling out a lot of cobblestone. Limestone and marble. I've got my ores coming in up here, and I've got my other bits coming in here. Look at my EMC value though. With the amount that I've done over the weekend and with all these EMC generators and stuff, I'm now up to 7.5 million EMC, and I've made some really cool stuff that I'm going to show you in a bit. But first of all, let me just show you a couple of things I've done. I've rehashed this, I've taken away my second macerator because I don't need it. I'm using my compressor with overclockers. Now the overclocker is a simple upgrade to make, but it kind of doubles the speed of the device that it's put in, but it also doubles the energy consumption. So my little bat box over here is struggling a little bit. But things like the recycler, especially the macerator, if you put them in there, the macerator gets really quick. So the macerator and the compressor are tragically slow devices. So I've put in some overclockers to make them a lot better than they were. Now, attached to my MFE, I have my rotary macerator, which I built. It's not important how I built it. It does take a little while to do, and it does take a lot of EMC, but they're worth it. And this thing builds up like the induction furnace. So the longer it's running, the quicker it goes. And once it reaches like over 50 or 60%, it's just doing one every second, and it's insane. So what I've done is I've linked up my induction furnace with a pipe and a redstone engine. Redstone engine because it doesn't blow up, and you don't need any specific power to pull things through a pipe. So this is what I've used. I've used the wooden transport pipe, which only needs a tiny amount of RF. Redstone engine pulling things from the macerator, either one of these two little blocks here, into an induction furnace, which fills up these two blocks here. So you don't even have to have the same item in both things. And that produces ingots, I guess, usually ingots. And these ingots are then pulled out through another wooden transport pipe using a redstone engine into another energy condenser, which produces more diamond. So basically, if I just show you quickly, it's not going to be fast because it takes a little while to produce any sort of speed percentage, but the macerator runs slowly. It pulls into the induction furnace, which heats slowly at first, and then you get some stuff. But if we just remember, that's 2561, and by the time I finish the video, I should be getting some more EMC coming into that box there. The rest of the room is basically the same. I've just got my alloy furnace, but I've been producing blue alloys as quickly as I possibly can. Now let me just sleep so I can get outside and you can see what I've done with the outside. Awake! So I'm using something which I produced, which allows me to fly. Now this isn't the jetpack. I'm wearing full power armor, as you can see. I look fantastic, but I have this Swift Wolf's Rending Gale. Hold up! What in the hell? That zombie is riding a chicken, buddy. I'm gonna let you live. There's no way I'm killing that guy. He's riding a chicken. That's too awesome. That is too awesome. Well done, chicken riding zombie. You rule. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. The Swift Wolf's Rending Gale. As you can see, it costs 559,313 EMC, but it is worth every penny. The reason for this is because it takes EMC as energy from the Klein star. Now the Klein star, again, it costs EMC. It's only 25,000, but it can store up to 50,000 EMC, therefore resulting in a 74,192 EMC value. And now the basic idea of that is that it's an EMC battery, which powers things like the Swift Wolf's Rending Gale ring. Now this uses a small stored amount of EMC, which it takes from the Klein star, and allows you to fly. Now, if I just double tap, it's basically creative mode flight, and it doesn't use a lot of EMC. You just plonk the Klein star back into the transmutation table, and it just recharges it instantly. It just uses up your EMC from your transmutation table. Now, basically, what that does is, if you right-click on the ring, it turns into a force field. Now, if I take Chicken Man here, he got thrown a mile. Nothing can approach me. So if I get below him, he actually gets thrown up in the air. Especially because he's on a chicken, which is just amazing. I love this. And it even hurts them if they're pushed into a corner. So that's amazing. And if you just right click, it turns it off. This can also be used on a pedestal. Now, if I just hover over it, it says shoots lightning at nearby mobs, activates every 3.5 seconds. But that is only if it is held on a pedestal. Now, if I show you a pedestal, I do have one, but it isn't out of my table. And the reason for that is the dark matter pedestal is 4.6 million EMC, which is just absurd. It's a ridiculous amount of EMC, but in a way it's worth it if you have one of these rings. Now the idea of the ring basically is you place the pedestal down and the ring goes into the table, the pedestal, sorry. And then every 3.5 seconds it shoots lightning at someone, which is amazing, obviously, but it's really, really inexpensive security device, to be honest. So I just keep with fences for now. At one point or another, when I get enough EMC to make that worthwhile, I will use it. But right now, I don't think I will. Now, you'll notice over here that I have some small cosmetic upgrades to the big brick boiler room building. That's basically just because it was so plain and I just wanted something to make it look a bit more factory-ish. It still looks like a big block, but it kind of does its job, so I'm not massively worried. Now, if I just jump in here before Mr. Zombie Chicken runs in, hey chicken face, you'll notice in here that I have these big vats. Now, the tanks are plugged in with some fluid wooden pipes, or wooden fluid pipes if you want to say it that way. And these redstone engines, sorry, it says at the top as well, I don't know why I forgot that, pulls the liquid, the creosote oil, out into the tanks. Now the reason for that is because they got full and stopped producing blocks of coal coke. So I'm just doing that. I still haven't found a real use for creosote oil. You can use it in the carpentry table, but I don't need all this. This is ridiculous. So I basically discard it. I break the tank, the oil inside is lost, and I just put the tanks back. It's just basically just to keep these coke ovens going. And over a long period of time, I'll end up with some coke. Right, let's come up here. I don't want to kill Mr. Guy on a chicken, he's too cool. So, I've also changed the cosmetic look of my other building. I don't know what I call it really, it's kind of like a factory room. So, I've just changed the inside of here as well and put some balconies up and stuff, just to make it look a little bit cooler. Like I said, I have been spending a lot of time just doing stuff. None of it really very useful. So let me just run down here and you can see already I'm now up to 10 diamonds in here. That's a lot. So also this is put through a whole stack of iron. This is smelted in a whole stack of iron. And I'm now up to 2561, but I have 4 diamonds. So a whole stack of iron is worth 4 diamonds, 32,768 EMC. So that is exactly how that works. Now you just pull out the diamonds, turn around, chuck it in the transmutation table, and boom. Flipping brilliant. That's what that is. So it's made everything so much easier. I don't have to worry about it. I just chuck stuff in the macerator and boom, it comes out as EMC at the end. I don't have to worry about keep changing it to a furnace and so forth. Yeah, it gets horrible and I'm not really interested. So also, I made nanosuit. Now a nanosuit is basically just a piece of armor. I don't even know what the point of it is. It's excessively expensive to make. It doesn't have an EMC value, so you can't replace it, but it doesn't take damage. It holds EU. Let me just take all this off and put this on. Excuse my my Thronecraft skin. It's not very fitting for this video. Look how slow I walk. I can't play like this anymore. It's too slow. But I get full like diamond level protection, and it doesn't degrade. So it's like diamond armor without degradation. So it's worth the EMC in the long run. I just made it because I could, not because I really wanted it. It looks kind of cool, I guess, in a greeny black way, and it's used to produce something else, I think. So if I look up nano suit, what can I use this for? I can use this to make a quantum suit. So the quantum suit is made with some rubber boots, a couple of iridium plates, and a lapotron crystal. And basically it does the same thing, I think. I'm not really sure what the difference would be. It just holds more EU, I think. So that holds 100,000 and this holds like a million. 10,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 million. Yeah, 1 million. Whereas this holds a mere 100,000. So it holds like 10 times as much energy, therefore you've got less time between charging. That is it though. I'm not a massive fan of those suits. Not when you have power armor, which kind of does the same thing. It also doesn't degrade. So, meh. But that said, I'll just put power armor in there. Do that. That said, you know, it's pretty cool. It's probably not as expensive as power armor to get up to. It's definitely not as expensive as power armor to get up to obviously a good level. I just noticed there's a nano saber in there, which I'm not lying. I'm going to make one, but it doesn't have a recipe, which is really upsetting. These might though. Yeah, that does, but it doesn't look as cool. And it has 4 attack damage. Weird? Yes. Okay, so can I make anything with that? No. Okay, I'll look up Nano Saber and we'll do that another day. But there's some other stuff in here that I wanted to show you. Now, I made something called Dark Matter. Now, Dark Matter is kind of like an end game material. A single blob of it is 139,000 EMC, which obviously is a lot. But it's made with these other materials, which are also kind of hard to make. So what you do is you get a Philosopher's Stone, you put a little bit of coal in, and you get an alchemical coal. Now, it's got an EMC value, so you only do it once. You put it in the old transmutation table, and boom, you've got alchemical coal forever. But it kind of scales, so you use alchemical coal in the same way to make Mobius fuel. Again, it's EMC, so you can pull that out whenever you want. Now, Mobius fuel you use A Eternalis fuel. Now, the A Eternalis fuel again has EMC, and you use that to produce, with a block of diamond, I might add, stupidly high EMC value, Dark Matter. Now, Dark Matter can be used for a lot of things, and one of them is Dark Matter Suit, which I made. And again, it's just like the nanosuit stuff. It's just high protection with what I can't tell any particular benefit over diamond armor. It may have benefit over diamond armor, I just don't know. I need to look it up. Let's be honest, let's look it up. But with this dark matter, you can make other stuff. Now, red matter. With dark matter and a Eternalis fuel, you can make red matter, which is kind of like the end game material. Now, it's used for building all kinds of stuff, like the dark matter pedestal, which again, 4.5 million EMC material is just ridiculous. I also used it to make my Mark III energy collectors, which is why it's so expensive. You could also use it to make things like void rings, which condenses items on the go. Press G, change target, blah blah blah. You know, there's lots of things that you can use for it, but you can also use it to make these things. Got the sniffles then. So red matter pickaxe, red matter hoe. I mean, all of these tools do the obvious thing, except the hammer, which for some reason has lower attack damage than the sword, but is much more expensive to make, like 300,000 EMC, and I don't know if it has another use. I don't know. Again, I look it up. But these tools are insane. This sword, with 1.2 million EMC, kills a creeper in one hit, and you get the achievement Overkill, because you did like 8 hearts of damage. It's 16 attack damage, which is insane. It's nearly as much as that nano sword, it's like 20 something. But you know, this red matter helmet, for instance, is 3 million EMC by itself. I don't even know why you'd need it. It's just like the dark matter stuff. It doesn't seem to do anything above diamond. I bet it does. Don't get me wrong. What would be the point of making it otherwise? But I don't see what it is. I still haven't been able to make the chest and the legs because they're so expensive. So if I show you the red matter chest, I could probably afford it now, to be honest. So, red matter chest. But yesterday I couldn't. 4.8 million for the chest alone. And the legs is 4.2. So I couldn't afford that yesterday. But today I have 7.5 million. So I may make them and put them in here just so I can pull them out later. But they require a dark matter chest piece and a bunch of red matter. And I just don't know what they do. Pretty much. I'm just, like, for instance, if I take the red matter boots, take these off and put red matter boots on, they give me armor. Sure. What else do they do? Nothing. I don't know. I'm sure they do. Like I say, I just don't know yet. But I just wanted to say things like red matter blocks are ridiculously expensive, and that was kind of all I wanted to get into. Insane stuff. I've done a lot. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a look at the quarry, because again there's something over here that I want to show you. Don't shoot up at me. I'm too nice. Right, so my quarry is huge. Just saying. This one finished, which is why I got so much EMC, by the way. And this is my new quarry. Now, hey peeps, this quarry is big. I mean, it's really big. But I didn't fill it with water. That's the difference that you're seeing here, in case you were wondering. It's not full of water. The reason for that is because I've built a new device. Now, I wish I'd known about this before, because it would have saved me using water. It's the Quarry Fixer. Now, the Quarry Fixer, basically, is a little device that straps next to the quarry. It's not constantly active, you have to activate it manually. But if your quarry hits either lava or water and it starts spilling in, you click the Quarry Fixer and it kind of gets rid of all the lava and water that's in the pit and builds a wall around it. So you can just carry on mining. Now obviously you don't get as much obsidian from the pit, but obsidian is really slow to mine even with a quarry. It takes like a couple of seconds, it stops the quarry. So you're quicker just ignoring the obsidian side. And just cracking on with whatever's below it. So it's kind of helpful, you know? I mean, I was kind of hoping that this might fall in, but it didn't. So, hey buddy. Doo-doo-doo. Just kill these guys. And I know what I will do. Right, now, I've caused a little spillage into my quarry, and the quarry won't be able to mine under that lava. So what I do is I go over to my Quarry Fixer, keep an eye on the little lava thing at the bottom, activate it, and it disappears. And what it does is it just replaces the wall with natural stone, as if it never happened. And there you go, that's your Quarry Fixer. So it's a useful little thing to have. Some emerald down there. I want the emerald. I just wanted to show you that. But there's also another thing I want to show you. So the mining laser. It's amazing, and we know that. I've shown you in another episode. But with this, if I hold down my chosen toggle key and right click, it changes mode. Now low focus basically just means it attacks. It destroys a single block. You have to be standing like right in front of it. So it's just a really safe mode. We have long range, and I'm not kidding when I tell you this is long range. So watch the tree. Pew. Yep. And it burns too. That's nice. So that's really long range. I mean, it goes like 64 blocks, I think. So that tree's going to burn down. That's nice. There's horizontal. Now, I don't know what this does. It doesn't even fire. And I've heard it doesn't work. So we'll ignore that one. Superheat. Now, superheat, if you fire it at an ore, let me see if I can find an ore. So, not coal. So if I fire at this, it comes out as an ingot. Did you see that? It comes out as an ingot. So it kind of smelts your ore as you mine it. Obviously, it's more efficient to do it in a macerator because you get twice as much ore out of it. But it's kind of cool. And there's scatter. Now this thing destroys everything in your path. I will show you. It's really insane. Let's see. Where can I do it? Okay, let's fire at this. Blam! Look at that! It uses up loads of energy and it just absolutely annihilates an area in front of you. If I were to do it here, closer to the ground, it just rips into the area, which is brilliant fun, but I don't see why it would have a use at all. And there's explosive as well. So if I just fire at this guy down here, BAM! Yes! BAM! It's not overly powerful, to be honest. It's got a big explosive range though. It hurts you. So you have to be kind of careful with it. And it's kind of It's not very powerful either. The explosion itself doesn't do an awful lot. But it's fun. I like fun. Fun's good. It uses up a lot of energy though. Each fire method seems to use more. And then there's the standard mining, which I was using before, where you just kind of fire and make a big hole. Which doesn't seem as fun now that I've used scatter and explosion. But it's still really cool, and I really wanted to show you guys that. There, you know, I was kind of a bit worried about it before because it was a bit like it has a limited use. I used it to clear like the roof off of my quarry yesterday, and it took a fair amount of time, and you can see I've accidentally dug into the wall there. That's where, because I used the mining laser for such a job, and it works perfectly. So it does have a really good use. You just need to be clearing a lot of land for it. And I think, ooh, nice glitch there, and I think that is it. I think that's everything I need to show you. I mean, I've done some fencing, and you know, just to keep the pigmen in. I've put some paths down, and that's probably it actually. Cosmetically, definitely, that's it. I didn't do a lot of work cosmetically, just because I kind of like it like this now. I'm thinking of making another build. I'm not sure what though, and I still need to look into another energy source. I tried doing a geothermic generator. I even made a video of it, and it just failed miserably. So I don't know why. It just, I was trying to take buckets from an energy condenser into a geothermic reactor, and then it just didn't pull. It didn't accept the buckets. It just kind of pushed them back the other way, and then the energy condenser spat them out. So I don't know if there's something wrong with my pipes. It sounds horrible. Something wrong with my pipes, but I tried it every which way I could do it, and in the end I just gave up. It just didn't work. Sounds horrible, but I did. I gave up. So I'm still cracking on with Tekkit because I love it. I really missed it in the small amount of time that I didn't play it. So you're going to see more of it, and I hope that's okay with you guys, even though I get some energy issues and my head hits the ceiling. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode of Tekkit.